Hi guys, welcome back to Creating and Depressed. Happy Sunday. Today we are continuing the mini-series of A Letter to Your Loved Ones. I'm going to focus a little bit more on A Letter to Your Loved Ones for artists because this channel I made for artists and people struggling with mental illness, and I feel like because personally I was having some struggles with my emotions and everything lately, I really had been focusing on the mental illness side of it, which obviously there's nothing wrong with it, but I want to get back into the artist side of it because it's been like recently a reoccurring theme in my life that I've overheard people saying to other people or to me, like, them weighing in on my choice or someone else's choice to be an artist. So let's break this down, shall we? Today we're going to talk about 3 things you should never say to an artist because they're like A, kind of offensive even if you don't realize it, and yeah, B, they just make people feel bad. They just don't make people feel good. And I think that they come from a place of, I don't want to say ignorance, but maybe not fully thinking before the message is delivered. Thing 1 to never say to an artist: you signed up for this. Meaning like, well, you signed up for not a lot of pay, or you signed up for, struggling before you make that big break and hit a lot of success. Like, you signed up for this struggle, so it's on you now. Like, that's not really helpful. Like, I don't think anyone goes into this profession thinking they're going to be a star or get really famous or be really successful the next day. So, like, it's not really that part of it that's infuriating. I think the part of it that's infuriating for me anyway, being told that, like, when you're in school and your professors tell you, like, this is hard, like, you are going to struggle, you are going to be working multiple jobs on the side, da, 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 da. As an eager person in college who hasn't adulted yet, you're like, yes, I could do it, yeah, bring it on, I got this, what's the problem, I'll do it. And then real life gets in the way. You go through what everyone else struggles already, like graduating, life transition, having new bills to pay, your whole life changes, all your friends you knew, that they're gone. Like, all this other stuff changes on top of the fact that we did choose a career where maybe things are a little bit harder for us to come by jobs or paying jobs. I'll get to that later. Paying. But that's not fair. That's not the sympathy we need in that moment. If I'm venting to you as an artist, to a trusted friend, family member, confidant, whatever, if I'm like, you guys, like, this auditioning, it's really bogging me down. Like, it's so hard walking to that room. Everyone in there seems and feels more talented than me. I'm always getting cut. I'm spending money going into the city, traveling. I'm showing up. I feel like I'm doing everything I could possibly do and still nothing. And, like, sometimes what you get in return is like, well, that's the life of an actor. Thanks. I'll keep that in mind during my next rejection. That's not helpful. Even if you can't empathize, you can at least sympathize and be like, wow, that must be really hard. All of that time and training and effort and everything you put in, like, one day will pay off, something like that, because it's extra draining when no one seems to want to care. Thing number 2 not to say to an artist: well, you should have just picked a different major, or, I told you so, this is why you should have been a lawyer, blah, 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 blah. Here's the thing. How many people in this life settled for a job they're not crazy about, and all you get to hear about all day is how much they hate their job, or they don't like what they're doing, or whatever? Give us artists a smidge bit of admiration because we are optimists. We want to believe that we can make a living that we love. Just like you can't choose who you love, you can't really choose what you love. It's not nice to tell people to just choose to like something better. With that comes like the implication that like art is like very disposable in society. Like, you could have been doing important things. Okay, so if that's the case, movies don't exist anymore. TV doesn't exist anymore. Graphic design, advertising, art, clothes, there's no one left to design them. When you take away all the creative people and the artists, honestly, what do we have? You need creativity to make the world go around, and people need to make people happy. I mean, how many times when you just really need to cry, you put on that sad movie that always does it for you, or you really want to be happy, so you put on your favorite song? Like, all of that's possible because of creative artists. To kind of put in that little implication that we didn't choose a good enough career path, it hurts, and it's also not true to your own life, because I doubt that you don't enjoy music, you don't enjoy TV, you don't enjoy movies, you know, books. At least one of those things, I'm sure, gets you through your week. Number 3 thing not to say to artists. Well, just do it for the exposure, you know? Never say no, just do everything. Like, yes, like, I know that's what you're supposed to do. But I was recently shamed about this by another artist that was trying to employ me because, you know, I already worked 2 jobs and I did apply for, you know, this other like creative gig. I interviewed, I did very well at the interview. I got the job and then I was told the pay. And the pay was stipend pay. And, you know, that's fine. I get it. You know, you can't pay someone hourly. But the, you know, the job I was going out for was choreographing something. It was rehearsing like so many times a week for so many months, some of them winter months, meaning that I would have to like probably drive in the snow. Just counting me attending all of the rehearsals, which didn't count all of the possible added on rehearsals I discussed about, $7 an hour. That's not including the time at home I'm actually spending choreographing the pieces, which is more hours on top of it. When I turned down the position, when I originally said, you know, that's not as much pay, I was hoping I am already having 2 jobs and, you know, this would really kind of throw me over the edge of my sanity hours wise. And, you know, if the fact that it might monetarily not, you know, pay off for me, I'm unfortunately gonna have to decline. You know, it's very polite about it. But when I got back on the phone was, you know, that's just a shame because what I was told when I was your age and I was trying to build my resume is you should never say no and you should say yes to everything. I'm just disappointed in you. And I was like, you did kind of hurt me, but also trying to be a stronger, better person here. A, you don't know me, so I don't know how I could have disappointed you because you just met me. And B, I made a choice in that moment for my own, not just for my bank account, but for my own sanity. As much as I would love to say yes to everything, there's not enough hours in the day and it's not realistic all the time. So to just encourage people to always do things for exposure and to push them that way and like just take any job. Like, okay, but those are hours that I could be using in another productive way, like making money, or I could be taking class to, you know, better myself, or sleeping if that's not time in my schedule, you know. So to shame people for that, not my favorite feeling. So overall is, you know, just a quick summary. 3 things not to say to artists. You knew you signed up for this. Basically, you knew you signed up for a struggle, so stop complaining. Try and sympathize a little bit. B, you should have picked something different. 3, just do it for the exposure. There's so much more that goes into it than, you know, just a willingness to put myself out there. There's my own mental health and sanity at stake as well. Saying things like that, you know, just take a step back and think before you say it, like, is what I'm going to say possibly going to invalidate someone's feelings or hurt their feelings, or, you know, like with anything in life. But thank you for coming to my YouTube talk. Sorry, this one definitely had a little bit of a sassier tone, but this one got personal. I love you guys. Thank you for tuning in. Please still like, comment, subscribe. It's the same girl saying the same words, just in dimmer lighting and worse audio. Sorry. Love you guys. Happy Sunday. Bye.